Good morning, this is Dr. McDaniel. It's Friday, May 17th. Welcome to GYN Corner. This is the Facebook Live, and I'm also going to add this section or presentation to the YouTube channel, which is the GYN Corner also. Well, this should be the last presentation on PNVs, prenatal vitamins. Sorry, I spoke yesterday and the day before on prenatal vitamins, their role and importance, and a bit of controversy on the necessity or the recommendations to take prenatal vitamins versus just getting all of the supplementation that's necessary from our diet. And in brief, prenatal vitamins, every couple of years there's a research that says they're not necessary. People are just eliminating them or excreting them, peeing them out anyways. But as I stated yesterday, most of us aren't able to get a very well-rounded diet, or we can't process certain types of foods which are important for adding certain vitamins, minerals, or supplements to incorporate that into our bodies. And they're saying that our soil is not as sound or nutritionally sound as it was even 40, 50 years ago. So perhaps even though we're getting those elements from our food, it may not be as strong as it was years ago. So if one can tolerate vitamins, it's best to take them rather than not, because they will only help, they'll never hurt. But again, I'm sure Einstein's mother didn't take prenatal vitamins. She still had a genius. So if one finds that they absolutely cannot tolerate prenatal vitamins, you don't have to fall on the sword. It's fine. Now, today should be the last presentation. I'm just finishing up on the vitamins. I wanted to add a bit about people with dietary restrictions, either due to medical problems or self-inflicted voluntary diet restrictions. So one would be lactose intolerance, another would be gluten intolerance or gluten allergies, vegetarians, so vegans, so restricting meat products, restricting fish products or fowl, or women who have certain intestinal inflammatory diseases. Ulcerative colitis would be an example. So women with inflammatory disease and can't absorb very well. So as we say, the prenatal vitamins are A to Z, so vitamin A all the way to zinc. So the vitamins that are predominantly or should be in prenatal vitamins are vitamin A, which we find really high sources in liver, in carrots, dark green leafy vegetables such as kale or spinach, or collard greens. Obviously eggs, as I said yesterday, eggs have almost everything in them, so especially the egg yolk. Unfortunately, a lot of people eliminate the egg yolk because they're worried about dietary cholesterol and they're only eating the egg white. The egg white only has a small amount of protein or lecithin. It doesn't have all of the nutrients that the yolk has. So for my children, I have 4 children, I tell them to eat the yolk. They don't have to eat, they like, my girls like boiled eggs a lot. And they don't have to eat the whole egg, but if they're going to eat anything, eat the yolk first, because that is concentrated nutrients. So vitamin A is in egg yolks also, and certain fruits like cantaloupe or mangoes. Moving down from vitamin A is vitamin B, the B complex. So it's B1, B12 thiamine, B12 riboflavin, folic acid or folate, so thiamine, B1, B12 riboflavin, folic acid, which is also folate. That's pretty much it. And niacin is B3. So the B complex vitamins, you can find them in a variety of foods. The top of the pile are going to be nuts. A lot of people have nut allergies, so if you can't get them through nuts, then you can also get them through dark green leafy vegetables such as kale, broccoli, spinach, cauliflower, and peas. They also have folic acid or folate. And and meats, including fish, fatty fish such as salmon or mackerel or sardines, have a lot of vitamin B, especially niacin. Cereals and bread products are often fortified with niacin and vitamin B1, which is thiamine. And let's see, certain dairy products also have riboflavin, and of course egg yolks have a B complex, all the different B's in them also. So those are good dietary sources. If someone is allergic to nuts, which is a main one for B complex, the different varieties, then they can add the other, complement with the other dietary additives. So that's B. So it's vitamin A, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, which we know is present in a lot of citrus fruits. So vitamin C, which is good to prevent scurvy, which is for mucous membranes or gums, teeth. And besides just the citrus fruits, some of the dark green vegetables, broccoli, tomato is a fruit, as I think a lot of people learned in school. Tomatoes are fruits. Green peas, bell peppers also have vitamin C, and potatoes have vitamin C, so that's good. So we go from vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D. D is predominantly in dairy products, and also you can get it through sun exposure. Skin converts to vitamin D from sun exposure and from fish, so salmon, catfish, mackerel, as I stated yesterday. If someone has dietary problems or lactose intolerance from vitamin D with milk, yogurt, cheeses, then they could also try to get more sun. Eggs always, eggs have the yolk has, everything's in the yolk, so yolk, and then the fish. So you have vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D. Next is E, and E is good for skin, hair and nails. It's also plays a part in the immune system. So vitamin E sources are going to be predominantly nuts. Spinach is a good one, and a lot of bread products are also fortified with vitamin E as well as B. And it's a good, vitamin E is also a good antioxidant. So it's good for the skin because a lot of people use it as anti-aging and for wrinkles and for age spots or liver spots. So it's a good antioxidant and also good for the immune system. And let's see, so A, B, C, D, E, and then F could be folic acid, which is folate, or the B complex, which I already mentioned. The next one we're going to skip all the way down to iron. So it's all the way down to I. So iron, as most of us know, is good for the blood. So iron deficiency anemia is a large issue for a lot of women who have heavy cycles or long cycles. All pregnant women do become mildly iron deficient as the pregnancy goes on. Sorry, because of dilutional factors with blood volume. So iron is predominantly in meats. If someone has a dietary restriction, self-imposed or otherwise, then they can get the iron through fish also. If they have restrictions against white meat or fish, then they can get it from certain grains, vegetables, and then legumes. Beans are a good source. So a lot of people eat like kidney beans or fava beans, pinto beans. Those have iron in them also. And after that, we're going to jump all the way down to, riboflavin and thiamine are also B vitamins. So that's B2 and B1. A lot of people add protein as part of not really a vitamin, but a supplement, something that we need in our system. So protein is good for muscle development, skin, for everything. And proteins you can get through, obviously, through meat products, through fish, eggs. Milk is a source of protein. All dairy products are a source of protein. Cheese, and then a lot of cereals have also been fortified with protein building blocks. And lastly is going to be beans again, so legumes. And then lastly is zinc. Zinc is found in the same ones that you're going to find for proteins, and so meats, red meats, poultry, beans, nuts, fortified in grains, oysters. A lot of people always refer to oysters because oysters are a good source of zinc, and then of course dairy products. And zinc is good, or we need zinc in our system because zinc helps with is important in cells through our body for the immune system, for our defense system, is where zinc is incorporated. And then yesterday I mentioned the DHA, which a lot of the vitamins are starting to add the DHA, which is the docosahexaaminoic acid, and that's important for brain development for ourselves, to maintain brain and neural development, and also for during the pregnancy for the baby's brain and neural development. Let me see, I think that's everything. We know vitamin E is good for the skin. I mentioned that. Vitamin B is good for our blood cells and also for chemical reactions through our body and for neural development. Vitamin E, I mentioned, is an antioxidant. That's good for the skin. It's also helpful in hair and nails. And A, we know, is good for vision, for teeth, soft tissues, along with vitamin C, gums, and mucous membranes in the skin. And let's see, is that everything? Calcium and vitamin D are also good for bone strength development, skeletal muscles, and vitamin D also helps with the immune system. So I think that's everything. And then the DHA I mentioned for supplements. So that's everything. I hope that's been helpful for the elements that are in prenatal vitamins, how we can switch them out for dietary instead of just the vitamins, and their role and function in our body. Thank you for watching. This is Dr. McDaniel, GYN Corner. I don't write down notes for everything, so sometimes I hope I don't sound like I'm rambling. I don't take notes. I just go off the top of my head just from things that I say with patients. So apologize today. I feel like I was a little bit more on the rambly side than usual, but I hope that's been helpful. This is Dr. McDaniel, GYN Corner. Please check out the Facebook page for GYN Corner also, where everything is categorized and listed. And if you're in the New York area or tri-state area, I'll be happy to see you in the office. We're here in Midtown Manhattan, around the corner from Macy's and Penn Station. And the information, the link, the phone numbers, everything is on this Facebook page. It's also on the YouTube page. Thanks, and have a great rest of the day. Happy Friday. Be back tomorrow.